Hey guys, Aaron from houseofha.com, and we were just getting ready to leave Devil's Tower here in Wyoming before we head into South Dakota for the next leg of our nomadic journey around the country. So we did the whole walk around Devil's Tower. Gorgeous, beautiful, exciting, stimulating. Love the whole thing. Except I was a little bummed because I'm looking for some close encounters, like references or some movie spots, because that's when I first learned about Devil's Tower was from watching Close Encounters of the Third Kind. So we're getting in the car. Went to go fill our water bottle back up before we took off, and I saw a ranger. So I went to go ask her about the camping, and I'm like, another weird question. I was like, is there any place around here that talks about the movie? And she was like, hang on a sec, I'm going to show you something. She went inside the visitor center because it was closed, and she comes back out with the DVD box set for Close Encounters of the Third Kind 30th Anniversary Edition. And on the front of the box, you can see Devil's Tower, the spaceship above it, and below that is the spot where you can see like the military base, you know, where the evil government was all set up and stuff like, and the scientists. Well, apparently that was filmed just down the road from here at the what is now the KOA campsite, which is the big national, you know, brand of campsites you can go to. I wasn't there at the time, but that was the location for the landing pad for the aliens, and also the location for the military base for the filming. Additionally, she said she pointed to a spot, one of the ridges on there, where you see Dreyfus when he was climbing up on, trying to get up there to the military level. And apparently the actual distance between like where he would have been and where he was trying to supposedly get to, it's like ridiculous. He wouldn't be able to climb it. But the way they did a film trip, like a little forced perspective on it, made it look like it was only like 10 feet. He had to climb to get up it. So she told me that. And then she also said that the scene, there's a scene in the movie where that basically for the surrounding town, the government wants to evacuate all the people out of there because they know the ship's coming and they don't want nobody to know about it. So what they do is they tell the local townsfolk that there's like it was like a gas leak or some kind of environmental thing had happened. So it was dangerous, toxic gas or something like, I can't remember exactly what it was. So that's why they had to evacuate the area. Well, if you watch the movie, there's two ways you see that happen. There's a bunch of people getting loaded onto a train and, like, you know, driven out of town. And then you also see a bunch of, like, when Dreyfus is driving towards Devil's Tower and, like, he's going towards it and everybody else is going the opposite direction, you know, and there's, like, a traffic jam. That apparently is on the 24, which is the road you take to actually, when you get off the 14 and you take the 20, you go up on the 24, and that's the road you take to get here. It's about a 20-mile stretch of road, so somewhere in that spot is where they filmed Dreyfus driving through there, and then eventually, like, the people are gone, he's driving through just open land, there's just dead cows laying everywhere and stuff. So the dead cow spot is somewhere on the 24. And apparently the town of, and I hope I'm not, Moorcroft, I think is the pronunciation of it, is where they filmed the train scene in there. So the train is normally, I guess, used for, like, because this is a big Wyoming is a beef country. There's whole cattle land out here. So apparently that train is mostly used for transporting, like, the processed beef, you know, from here or heading back out to wherever it's going to go, you know, to the Big Macs and stuff. So, but that's the train and the rail line they used for that. And they used the townsfolk of Moorcroft were all the extras. So all the people you saw getting in there and leaving town and stuff were the actual citizens of the community around here. There's also a place down over here called the Trading Post. And that's apparently where Dreyfus and Spielberg's trailers were set up over there. However, at the end of the film shoot every day, they would go back to Rapid City. And a helicopter would apparently come down, pick up Dreyfus and Spielberg, and then fly them back to Rapid City, while the rest of the crew had to take cars, and I think they went back to the town of Gillette, is where they went to. So, yeah, so they had to take cars, Dreyfus and Spielberg get a helicopter, and I guess that's what it means to be Dreyfus and Spielberg. You get to ride in a helicopter. There's also, she said that she told me this the ranger's name is Pam, by the way. Wonderful lady. If you ever get a chance to go to a national park, a national forest, and you get a few minutes to chit chat with a ranger, do it. These are interesting people. They are people like us. They have made their passion their profession. They want to spend their lives making a living and doing the kind of stuff they love, and these people really love what they do. So if you get a minute to talk to a park ranger or something like that, do it. It's totally an interesting, worth, wild conversation. Anyway, what Pam told me, she said she doesn't know if it's true or not, but like right before the filming started, that a bus had got on. I got this old this little scruffy looking guy got off a bus right in front of what's called the town post, and he walked inside there, and he wanted a beer. He said, I want to order a beer. He's like, well, I can't sell you a beer. I can sell you a 6-pack of beer if you want to buy that. And he was like, all right, I'll buy your 6-pack of beer. But then I guess the scruffy looking man said, well, I'll buy one, but would you want to share one with me? Would you want to share a beer? And the guy's like, yeah, sure, we'll go ahead and do that. So they sat there and shared a beer, and it turned out that supposedly that man was Steven Spielberg on one of his first trips actually coming here to Devil's Tower and sort of kind of checking the place out, or before principal filming had begun. So I'm very happy. I came to Devil's Tower because many years ago I saw Close Encounters of the Third Kind. That's a watershed movie. There had not been one done about alien abductions or close encounters or any of that kind of stuff at that point. Like, that was the first one you really, where the phenomenon, or the whole thing, what I'm talking about. I don't explain Close Encounters of the Third Kind, and you know what I'm talking about. But anyway, I was looking around the whole day trying to find this kind of stuff. We found it. I'm excited, and I wanted to share it with you. So I hope you enjoy that. If you come to Devil's Tower, hit yourself up a ranger, chit-chat with them. If you see Pam, tell her House of Ha sent you. And I hope you enjoyed this. If anybody else has any close encounter stories or things like that, feel free to share them. And don't forget to shop at houseof.com. Come there. Make sure you're feeding the artist. And have a reasonable day.